Hello guys, today we're talking about the box office, and the number one movie was not Disney. Disney did not top the box office. I guess Disney must be pretty angry now that they're not top. Like, they are literally every other weekend at the box office. Literally every weekend Disney has a movie at number one. But 1917 is now the number one movie at the box office. It's actually Universal's Redemption over the last failure known as Cats. So 1913 is doing pretty well at the box office. It made $60 million in 1 week. And this movie will probably have pretty great legs considering how it's getting awards and stuff, okay? This is how, this movie already has outsold Bombshell in 1 week. And the critics kept saying how much of a masterpiece Bombshell was, but no one went to go see Bombshell, okay? But 1913 beat Bombshell within a week, okay? Because no one cares about that movie, okay? I'm not comparing this to that Bombshell, but this movie's doing very, very well. It's not doing as well as American Sniper, sadly. It's be doing as well as that movie, but this is still a very respectable amount for a movie that's will be doing this well. It'll probably pass 120 to 140 million dollars domestically, considering I have ratings from the awards or Oscars hype and stuff. So 1913 is doing pretty well at the box office. Next is Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. This movie still hasn't topped $1 billion. It's just laughable how poorly this movie is doing at the box office, okay? It's still doing pretty decently internationally. But worldwide, it's not doing too well. The funny thing is, it's actually neck to neck with Rogue One. I made a more in-depth video on Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker's box office. It's gonna be pretty hilarious. It's just pretty hilarious how poorly this movie is doing, okay, compared to Rogue One. And actually, compare it to, I don't know if we can get to worldwide at this exact time for Rogue One, but this movie is doing extremely similar to that movie, and it should be doing much better than it's doing right now. Next is Jumanji. This movie is doing extremely well at the box office. It's not gonna make $1 billion, but it's gonna make. We had like $100 million budget or something. And it's gonna make way more money than the Star Wars. It's gonna make way more money than Star Wars will. It's having much better ratings like the first one. It's not gonna do as well as the first one because sequels usually always tend to do worse. But I won't be surprised if there's a third movie in the new Jumanji trilogy. Okay, new Jumanji trilogy. Okay, I won't be surprised if that movie comes out and that's the best selling one. Because Jumanji is doing really well at the box office as well. It's making a lot of money. It's still doing really well despite being out for a week longer than Star Wars. Okay, it's about to outsell Star Wars too. So next is Just Mercy, as well as those Oscar bait. Those types of movies that come out during the Oscars that's gonna try to get the most amount of awards. Stuff. It's pretty similar to Richard Jewell. That's the only comparison I can make. And this movie is doing pretty well at the box office. And it's doing that pretty okay. Do not know the actual budget for it. Those budgets. Does this have an actual budget or anything? But it is one of those movies, yeah, it doesn't really have an actual budget, so it's doing pretty well for a movie that was in a limited release. And it's one of those movies that will probably be forgotten, only remembered as one of those, award-winning movies, and stuff. And with the awards, really help the post-release section, like a Green Book. So, Little Woman, surprisingly, this movie grossed $34 million. This is actually pretty surprising, considering, how it's a woke movie, it's probably doing, it's probably not gonna sell well on DVD or Blu-ray. It's probably gonna sell better than Hustles, but it's probably not gonna sell extremely well on DVD and Blu-ray. Also, a lot of this movie's success does come from the holidays as well. So that's one thing to talk about is the holidays. Okay, the holidays kind of saved that movie. And next is Like a Boss. I actually skipped over this movie. It's doing not well at the box office. And you gotta see the budget for this movie. Okay. Yeah, Like a Boss is doing terrible at the box office. It has a $29 million budget, so this movie is not doing good at the box office. It's doing terrible. Actually, I didn't, Next is Underwater. This movie has only grossed $14 million on top of a $65 million budget. It's the first major box office failure of the year. And it's another Disney movie, okay? Another Disney movie is failing, okay? Not made by Fox, but Disney, you know who the ones who own Fox now. That's why I could show up this movie on the Blu-rays. Okay, the Blu-ray, prediction site, okay? Because this movie is a Disney movie. Okay? So it's not doing well, it's bombing. Hopefully it runs at Disney, hopefully it teaches Disney not having the money, trying to get a monopoly over the box office. Next is Frozen 2. This movie made $5 million surprisingly due to Disney, Disney's logo. They sold it 5 million tickets. Do not. It's overrated, just like the first one. It's doing pretty well, but it's pretty overrated. Just like Frozen 1, it's pretty overrated, overrated as well. So that's Frozen 2. It's still doing pretty well. Did pretty well during the holidays. It's probably inflated its gross like the first one. Next is Knives Out, another movie that did pretty well because the holidays. Knives Out is, one of those movies that, has been doing really well. I just hope Lionsgate, sees that, hey, especially Lionsgate sees that, people don't want who are making Star Wars, make its own movies, and leave Star Wars alone. Hopefully Ryan Johnson realizes that after this movie's success, after Knives Out making a lot of money for a baseball movie. Next is Spies in Disguise. No one's watched this movie, obviously. Okay, this movie was man. They want to make they want to put on a movie for younger audiences so parents can make their kids see another boring and generic kids movie. Okay, Spies in Disguise isn't really doing too well at the box office. It isn't really doing too well. It has dropped off pretty hardly at the box office. No one is going to go see this movie. It's not making money. You know, and made $110 million budget. That $10 million off a $140 million budget. So this movie's a bomb, box office failure. Next is The Grudge. This movie is gonna make back its money because The Grudge actually has a pretty small budget for a horror movie. Okay, The Grudge has a I think The Grudge only has like a $10 million budget, as reported from like IMDb. This movie is considered like one of the worst movies of the year already. Okay, it's considered a big failure, but considering it had $10 million budget, this movie is gonna make back its money. So for people who hate this movie, will probably be angry at this movie. Even though the movie's a pile of garbage, which everybody knows it is, it's one of those boring movies that come out at the beginning of the year. That to get some people to see a new movie, or that besides the 5 Oscar releases, The Grudge isn't really doing too well. It's doing pretty. It will probably make back its money at the end. It only has a $10 to $14 million budget, and both of those scenarios, even then, it will still make back its money. Even then, if it had a massive drop off, it's a really bad movie. Or The Grudge. So next is Uncut Gems. It's doing pretty well. It's an Adam Sandler movie. Do not know the budget or the dance, but it's doing pretty well for all these types of Oscar baity movies. The ones of Oscar bait movies is doing pretty well. So next is Bombshell. This movie is literally laughably doing terribly. Okay, Bombshell is a complete box office failure. It dropped to 63% because no one wants to see this movie. Even the person this movie is about, Megan Keller, doesn't even care for this movie at all. Okay, doesn't even have any involvement with this movie. But just so that this movie was made literally to push an agenda. Okay, the person the story is about didn't really, didn't really care for the movie either. So. Didn't really say, oh, it wasn't, there's something I can criticize about the movie and stuff. It's just that bad. Bombshells is not doing well at all. No one's going to go see it. Next is Parasite. I'm going to go with this movie because this movie is doing pretty well in like 300 feet. This movie is still doing well because the Oscars and awards nominations. This movie has been doing pretty well at the box office. Doing pretty amazing actually for a foreign movie. It's probably one of the highest grossing international releases of foreign language movies of all time. And last, we gotta go over the big elephant in the room, Cats. I'm sorry. People who kept saying this is gonna be the next greatest showman, Cats dropped another 80% at the box office. Woof. Cats is just a massive, catastrophic box office failure, no pun intended, okay? This movie is a massive, catastrophic box office failure. this movie is guaranteed to become a box out. It's already a box office failure because no one wants to see this pile of garbage. Okay, you know. Hopefully, Hollywood wants to stop giving us really weird, awful adaptations of stuff that stuff that no one really cares about. Okay, Cats with the musical show was an '80s thing. Okay, not many people really care about that show anymore besides the music. Okay, but I listen to the music on Spotify, and that's probably it. So this movie is a catastrophic failure. It's a big, massive box office doo-doo, and no one went to go see this movie, which is a good thing. That's basically it. Goodbye.